happening? Uh, yeah, I got another crazy term right here. I know. Listen, when you say these words, it's like weird, man. This is what's going on these days. Is like you got to keep up with the terminology so you can always communicate. One of the things they like to, I mean, they got such a tight hold on things that they can engineer speech and manipulate it to a degree where they can right under your nose, they can develop a whole new language, and unless you're paying attention, you'll miss it. That's how fast it's going on right now. But there's something going on in the world, and this shit is called murder porn. And murder porn, like automatically people probably think snuff. It's not what I'm talking about. But though that happens, like I just watched a video by this dude KJ Osborne, and it's about the dude about Fear and Loathing Las Vegas, that Hunter Thompson guy. And basically, they made him look like the dude from that movie 9mm. Like, he's basically Machine. You know what I'm saying? To some extent. Or he's involved with them cats, which is pretty... Never thought about those things because, listen, I'm not that motherfucking crazy where I actually gotta... You know what I'm saying? Even think about that shit. So it goes on right under your nose unaware. You wouldn't even think about it. You'd think, no, that's just too fucking out there to be true. But then come to find out, that's exactly why, that's what makes it doable. And there's all kinds of people go up missing every year. You find out about all these fucking ritual sacrifices. You find out that this dude went to Bohemian Grove and shit, and he hung out with them type niggas, the death cults. It's not that hard to figure out how it worked, where it go. You know what I'm saying? But this murder porn is a part of this, but it's not that. It's TV. You watch the Lifetime. You show all these women that kill their husbands on these TV shows. You watch, like all these cop shows and like CSI, and it's always a death, constantly death, death, death. Dexter, great series. I mean, I enjoyed it. I didn't really too much like the ending, but I think it had a Jesuitic influence going on through it. But they did a pretty good job with it, But is it a godly thing to watch? No, it's not. But it does entertain your mind that these people do exist out there, the sociopathics. I mean, I had this girl, she's talking about she's training to go be a doctor. And I said, them doctors don't listen to you. They're kind of like, they're it seems like they're unsympathetic with people, and they're trained to kind of desensitize themselves. And she's like, yeah, it is kind of like that. We kind of got to think with our minds and not our heart. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's who I want doing surgery on me? Is a psychopath, sociopath. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like that sometimes, man. I mean, and Dexter was an example of that, how they deified and elevated the sociopath. But just like I think everyone's got those tendencies. Some people just can't help it. That's what it is. Other people just succumb over time. They devolve into that because they stopped, resisting their darker, parts of our humanity. Because I mean, humanity it can be a very dark thing, dude. If you look at it, man, and even what I'm talking about, the real purpose of this murder porn it's to generate two things: fear. You're going to look around, you're going to be looking at your neighbor. It even says they got shit on TV like kill your neighbor on the ID channel, or kill thy neighbor. And all these shows about like priests killing their wives. I mean, which, I know it happens, but there's a reason why they pick those particular cases of every bad case, because it's like, they're trying to make it all look bad. They're trying to hang that crime where it's a dude who wasn't even really, he was a hypocrite. He wasn't even a follower of the shit he was claiming to be. So they don't even really qualify, but, all it does is spread awareness to the people who don't know. And to us people who do know, we know what time that is. That's, you're out there broadcasting your murder porn. as a way to get us fearful of everyone and assuming everyone's going to try to kill us. So therefore, we're going to need somebody to protect us somehow. Like, listen, you guys are just dumb animals. We need to watch you 24/7, or there's going to be some murder porn. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's basically like that. You watch the ID channel too, and the ID, the id, is something to do with psychology. Like I think it means something like, I'm not sure. Listen, I hate that. I hate psychology in a way. I mean, but it's pretty interesting. But I also hate it in a way because every psycho motherfucker you know, when they go to college for some reason, they go and learn psychology and they try to mind fuck you. That's all you got really out here. This is what's going on. You got a bunch of mind fuckers. I mean, they're trying to get in your brain and just impregnate it with fear. And next, this is the worst one, yo. This is called desensitization. That's like that's like hands up, don't shoot. Desensitization. You just are so used to it. So when it's really going on around you, you'll just sit there like you're watching TV because it'll be normal and it won't even seem like it's bad. That's the true agenda, because you even watch these shows and there'll be 3-4 different shows, and each they'll be using the same crime in 3 different shows to make it seem like it was more murders, but it was just a different show took the same case and did their own take on it, and they've repackaged the same story and put it out again. So it's a way kind of like to cut the dope so you can sell it more, kind of like taking how they used to take cocaine and cut it into crack cocaine, and then that increases the profits. That's what they're doing with the murder porn. You know what I'm saying? And when you say porn, it really ain't even anymore. Porn isn't just pornography. It just means visual stimulus. You could say I watch kung fu porn all the time, and I do. You know, it's their videos, instructional videos, or sometimes I get sick of thinking about Terminators and spy technology and the Bible prophecy and people just being gay in general, the gang stalkers. Look, so you know, I'll watch a few minutes of some old kung fu flicks, and it'll take my mind off things for a second. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a meltdown. You know what I'm saying, basically. And you know, go crawl up in a corner and cry. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's like that. It's that bad out here sometimes. It makes you feel like that. Not going out and doing anything bad to no one. No, that's wrong. That would be wrong. So let me go hide, and I don't want to let you see me suffer. You know what I'm saying? Basically. Because no, I ain't trying to yeah, listen, I have my moments where it's like that. And it's like so don't think this is easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not. Cuz these are real things happening. You should feel an emotional attachment to other human beings suffering. When you know there's all this suffering in the world and you know partially the cause behind it, you know, therefore it's like you want to see them that are responsible for the bad, like really responsible, not the people they tell you that are responsible, but the people that are actually responsible. You want to see them held accountable, man, for their deeds. I mean, I understand, listen, some things are overlookable, but look, if you overlook everything, there's no checks and balances. That's the thing about this anymore. They're centralizing. There is no checks and balances. You need to look up that term, checks and balances. You know what I'm saying? And and then walk around in your life and see where you see that applied. But back to this murder porn. Yeah, the murder porn is just basically to desensitize you to that. We're gonna need more cops. Hands up, don't shoot, but get shot anyway. Or there's a guy around every corner who's gonna do you harm. And then if you go to church, your preacher's gonna kill you, or he's gonna get you to drink Kool-Aid that's got poison in it, or something. They gotta always, you know what I'm saying? They got their talking points, so they argue their cherry pick their cases they're gonna use. You know what I'm saying? They pick and choose them carefully because who runs everything are the people trying to Marxize the thinking of everyone. So in order to bring about the new, you gotta somehow corrupt the old. So you just kind of like, listen, those could have been their operatives all along. You know what I'm saying? To do that just so they could blame it on them later. You know, I'm thinking about like, man, what was this planned from the beginning that they were going to demonize the founding fathers to turn everyone to hardcore atheistic nationalism? You know what I'm saying? It's deep like that. You know, it was like they were going to give it a time to bloom and blossom, or was this the Illuminati coming in behind them trying to pluck up the seeds that they planted? You know what I'm saying? Or is it experiment to see who would win out of this? Who could, just like I said, sometimes you ain't got to think about why someone would do something. All you got to know is they'll do it just because they can. It's like it's a form of Murphy's Law. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong at some point. Well, listen, if someone can do it, they're gonna do it at some point. So think about it that way too. It applies, and this murder porn is a part of it because it also teaches people how people get away with murder. I heard all kinds of people say this to me over the years. I watched the Lifetime murder shows, so I know how to get away with crimes. You know, they say things. I've heard women say it, so it's like they are programming people through this TV. Look, my aunt used to sit there and watch Lifetime all day like she was addicted, programmed, like mind control. Actually, now thinking back on it, like all the women watch that show like they're addicted to it. And it's weird. Now when I see people stuck in their habits, including myself, dude, it's understandable. We've been fucking programmed and brainwashed and conditioned response, operative conditioning, operant conditioning. I think it's something. It's the bell rings, dog saliva hates. Not sure if that's totally accurate, but look, I can spew it out too. I remember it, but I mean, do I ponder everything that I've ever heard? No, only when it's relevant to now. Since it's relevant to now, this is how they think. This is what they're doing. This is the sciences they're using to accomplish it. Now it's worthy of taking a new look at and a new pondering. I already knew it way back then, but look, I didn't really ponder on it because I didn't have that much of a reasoning to. Now it's relevant to the situation. This is how things work. You know what I'm saying? That's why the seeds of yesteryear are the forests that are dropping the fruits now in my life. And it's like, that's why the younger someone starts to learn things, what's good, starts to learn what's good, the sooner they can start dropping the blessings. You know what I'm saying? In a metaphorical sense. So don't fall victim of the murder porn. You know what I'm saying? And at worst case, listen, if you want to blame video games for murder, you want to blame music for murder, you want to blame every other thing, drugs for murder, and you don't want to blame Lifetime murder porn and ID channel, murder shows, cop shows, murder porn programming, listen, you're a hypocrite.